But let's move on to Tuesday, which was literally my biggest day ever. Like I said last week, I had a very good week and I had the biggest trade ever. No, this week was the biggest trade I ever had in futures. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, my name is Lewis, and this is the YouTube channel where I am documenting my trading journey. I am not a guru, I am not a teacher. I'm literally just documenting my trading journey so I could see my progress. Or you could say this is my video journal. Apart from my actual physical journal, this series literally holds me accountable. And the first thing I want to say is I want to thank Techtronix.com for sponsoring this series. If you're looking for your dream PC with the best possible parts in the market, make sure you check out Techtronix.com. The link is down in the description. Quoting is available, and they also have a 1-year warranty, so make sure you go and check them out. If you've been looking for a forex broker, the forex broker that I use is HERO10. The link is down in the description if you want to go and check them out as well. Thank you so much for the amount of support we've been getting on this YouTube channel. We're gonna be at 1,000 subscribers in no time. It's just a matter of time, really. And I want to thank you and the man above for everything that has been going on in my life. Make sure you share this with somebody who's also on their trading journey, and let me know down in the comments how your trading journey is going, or at least how your trading week has went this past week. It was a very wild week, especially for me, because you won't even believe what I'm gonna say. So just make sure you stay till the end of the video to really get all the information. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like I said already, share with somebody. I don't think I really have anything else to say, but let's get into the video, man. Let's get into the charts. I don't want to, take up too much time. Let's just hop right in there. Okay, so if you want to see where the account is, always make sure you stay towards the end of the video. This is the type of week that we ended up having. As you can see on the 1 hour, we had mostly consolidation, manipulation, distribution, and then reversal Thursday. But we had the initial low of the week Tuesday, then we went up Wednesday, and then Thursday reverse. Friday we just kept dumping. It was a very interesting day for sure, and I want to make sure that I show you guys the most powerful thing for me has really been SMT. So I want to show you guys just to make sure that we can see the difference in the charts. I want to see if there was an SMT on Thursday, and there was an SMT on Thursday. With Thursday, yep, as you can see, SMT on Thursday, which showed the reversal. So make sure that you always pay attention to the SMTs. So you can see on Thursday, NQ didn't take out this high and ES did. We knew we were gonna end up going lower with NQ going a little bit further because it was the one that didn't take out that buy side liquidity. That is the type of week that we ended up having. I had a crazy day. Let's just get into the days, honestly. I didn't want to talk too much about it, but make sure you pay attention to the SMTs. SMTs have really become a staple to my trading, and I believe that the only reason why I take some trades some days because I see SMT, and obviously there's other confluences that you want to make sure that are there, but for me SMT has been perfect. But like I said, let's get into the actual days, and I'll bring in my drawings actually before I even go into the actual days. This is the drawings that I have for this week. As you can see, a lot going on, but that is literally the type of week we had. Now let's head into Monday. So Monday we really didn't have much going on, not a lot of movement on Monday. As you can see, this is the news. I think it was a no news Monday too, but you can see we came down pretty close to sweeping sell side, never swept it, and then turned around and went up to the buy side. Now I can't remember if on Monday I even took a trade. I probably did, knowing myself, I probably did, but I don't have it marked up here on the chart. So let me just make sure and check on my physical journal what happened on Monday. All right, so I just checked my notes from Monday and I remember now what happened. So Monday, I remember coming into the market open, I had my draw lower. I took 2 sells this day on Monday right before the market open, and I thought price was gonna draw down into this low, and prices ended up coming back up. So for Monday, I remember I set my limit order somewhere around, if I can remember correctly, like around here, something like that. Like I think it was this one, something like this, and it never came up to fill me into the trade, and then ended up coming back down. And then I don't remember what I took after that. I said I took 2 shorts, but if I took a short somewhere around here, I don't know where I set my stop, but the obvious trade for the day was right here, and there's probably an SMT there too. So, and what I've noticed for me is I need to become a lot more patient. I need to just wait a little bit for structure to really set, or to tell us where price is going to end up going before actually taking any trades, because I see myself just trying to hop into any trade on the 1 minute after 9:30 just so I could cast a sniper entry. But those are more high risk entries, and yeah, if you get it correctly you'll get a better entry, but most of the time I just enter too early and then I end up losing my initial trades when I could just wait a little bit longer, like for example this day, and I would have been able to capitalize here. So as you can see, with the last manipulation leg, could have targeted down here into the 1.5, would have been a 1 to 3, 1 to 2, whatever it was. I probably would have stopped at a 1 to 3. So you can see see here, this is it. I would have trailed my stop too, but this was the trade that I was supposed to take on Monday. And I remember I took a short, or I was thinking about taking a short somewhere up here, but it never came down to fill me in, or it never came out to fill me in. And then if I'm not mistaken, let's just check to see if there was an SMT on Monday as well. But as you can see here, and clear SMT, make sure y'all use your SMTs. But look, this high at 835, as you can see on the right side, it was never cleared, it was never swept. So that goes to show that we were going to end up going lower. And then the same with these two highs, they did cross over, but this high is the more important one because that was the buy side liquidity at the moment. As you can see, never came up. So clear trade that day. I didn't take that trade, and I don't remember why or how it ended up happening. I think I might have took a short somewhere around here as well, and I got stopped out, but it was Monday, so I wasn't too bad, and I don't think it was too big of losses or anything like that. But let's move on to Tuesday, which was literally my biggest day ever. Like I said last week, I had a very good week and I had the biggest trade ever. No, this week was the biggest trade I ever had in futures. So we have been in this range for the past 3 days, as you can see. So I was just waiting for us to take out either buy side or sell side. I saw that Monday we came up close to taking out buy side, but never did. So coming into Tuesday, like I said, Tuesday was my biggest trade of all time. It was a $2,000 trade. I had my biggest trade. I had 2 weeks where I had my biggest trade weeks back to back. So last week I had my biggest trade, which was $1,500, and now this is my biggest trade, which was $2,000. Let's just talk about what I ended up seeing. So as you can see, we had been in this range right here. We had been in this range for a while with this candle. Never came up to take out buy side. So, and I think we did take out buy side on ES. As you can see, yeah, ES did take out buy side. So it was only right that we went down to take out sell side. So as soon as I saw that SMT, I was short coming into that day. It messed with me a bit. I'm not gonna lie, it did mess with me, as you can see right here. Once we came up and had that SMT, it did mess with me a bit because we had a big SMT with us not taking out this high. I knew we were gonna end up going lower, and this was my initial entry. And once I took that entry, we ended up going down. As you can see, this candle right here, this candle was the one that kind of got me. This candle came down and then started to come back up with a big wick, but the only reason it did that was because it was gonna come back up and hit this sell side imbalance, which was the perfect entry on the 15-minute. And this was literally the sniper entry on the 15-minute, but I didn't take that entry. I got in around here, like I said, and then it started to go down. I was like, okay, we're good. And then it started to turn around, and that got me a little bit iffy. And I was like, no, I'm gonna close. I'm not gonna lose this trade. I close, and then I see it go up, tap that, and then start going back down. So I believe I entered on the 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, that SMT was literally everything that you needed to see to make sure that prices were gonna go lower, because that's a higher time frame SMT on the 4 hour. So I knew we were gonna end up going lower. So what I did was I took a short in this fair value gap. Once we came into this fair value gap, I took a short there and then rode it all the way down to this sell side level, and then I was up about 1,000 and some change. The screenshot came up. I was very happy. I was gonna stop trading for that day, but then I knew price was heading down to these lows. This low right here was gonna be my original take profit, which would have been a 1 to 12R. Like I said, I then got in here, and later on in the afternoon, I noticed that we had come back up into, what was it? It was a fair value gap like around here, something like that. And then price, then you see this 1 minute fair value gap higher. So I entered a little bit earlier because it went up and then started to go down. And when it started to go down, I thought, oh, okay, it's gonna probably go. It's gonna probably just leave. And then because I still had that sell side liquidity level as my main target, I entered a bit early and I managed my risk. As you can see, it came pretty close to stopping me out, but it never did. And then it came down all the way, and as you can see, it hit my target. It was the biggest trade that I've ever had. It is one of the first trades where I'm actually scaling in, and I did it again Friday. As you can see, this was a ridiculous trade. We had a higher time frame SMT. I noticed we had come back up and filled in that 15-minute fair value gap, so I took it off of that. Once that fair value gap was respected, I took my sell entry and I rode it all the way down to the sell side level down here at 18,883.50, and then I had a re-entry around 19 and just rode it down. It was a crazy trade, but that is the biggest trade that I've ever had, or the biggest trading day that I've ever had, of $2,000. And yeah, it was a good day. It was a very good day. And then the next day, crazy thing is, I don't want to say this because I want to leave it to the end of the video so you guys watch to the very end. So make sure you really do watch to the very end, because I'm going to say something wild. I was going to actually take Wednesday off because it was FOMC. I didn't take it off, and I ended up taking a couple L's because for some reason I thought we were going to end up going lower, which doesn't make sense because we had just generated a bunch of buy side liquidity and we took out sell side. We went up, and this is a smart money reversal. this right here, come out, take out a higher time frame level, go up, come back down, sweep that liquidity, and then start to move up. And look at the structure we had already built. So when I was coming into the market, look at all the structure we had already built. We were respecting buy side imbalances. I should have known that we were gonna end up going up to this high and even higher, but as you can see here, this is what ended up happening. Coming into Wednesday, it was FOMC, so I wasn't trying to take I wasn't even trying to trade, but obviously I traded. I entered a position right before market open. I was in profit a little bit, and then it reversed and it took me out. But I should have noticed that we were gonna go up because we had that smart money reversal and all that generated buy side from here. But the reason why I thought we were gonna go lower was because ES had already taken out this buy side, so I thought we were gonna have an SMT around there since price went up and then never really took out buy side. Yeah, that's why I thought we could have gone lower. It was Wednesday, but that doesn't make sense. Like I said, we took out sell side twice, so we went up. That's a smart money reversal, very simple to see. We had the top end of this range with generated buy side. We were already up. Market structure shift, we had built structure. I should have took along. And then coming into market open, pretty simple that we came down only to manipulate into this imbalance. And as you can see, that was the entry that I should have took. Should have literally took that imbalance right there, took that trade on that imbalance and had my stop probably like around here somewhere. And then as you can see, we had targets that could have been reached. I could have reached any of these targets and it would have been a very good trade for the day. But hey, what can you do? I took an L, and then I was gonna make all my money back from that day and then some, and this trade, and this is what ended up happening. So later on in the afternoon, I said, okay, we still have FOMC. Let's see what ends up happening for FOMC. I am not that experienced. I traded FOMC, but I had it this day. What happened this day was we come back below equilibrium. This is optimal trade entry. As you can see, we enter optimal trade entry. I took my position, actually, as you can see there, in the optimal trade entry. It was on the 1 minute, I remember. This is why you shouldn't trail your stop too quickly, especially on days where there's news, because the news would have not stopped me if I wasn't trailing my stop so much. And as you can see, man, it was a very good trade that I messed up on. This is where I entered from. We had clear buy side liquidity up here with generated levels, so I thought we were gonna end up going higher. And there might have been an SMT here. I don't remember if there was. I don't want to check because I'm on the 1 minute, but either way, even if there wasn't an SMT, we came down sub sell side. We came back into optimal trade entry. We had a clear buy levels. We've been moving up all day, and as you can see, came down perfectly, filled me in, and then just went up. Great trade. Started to move up in my direction. I'm like, okay, we are respecting buy side levels, disrespecting sell side. I thought that the most important buy side level at this point was, or the most important level at this point was this 1 minute Sibi, which was the only, and ended up being respected a bit later on, but it was the only PD array that was in premium at that point that I was worried about. I thought if we get up there and we reject, then we might have a problem. But as you can see here, FOMC opened, and once we were up here, I think we were around this area right before the news came out, and I had already trailed my stop. I think I had my stop like around here somewhere, something like this, like around here. But if I would have literally left my stop at break even, this trade wouldn't have stopped me out. But as you can see, we manipulated higher, came lower, and then it stopped me out and then went straight to my take profit. I want to show you actually on the replay the way this thing looked. But as you can see, we started opening, we went up, and at this point I had already trailed my stop. And then once news came out, it went all the way up. I had a chance to close up there, but I didn't. Came down, stopped me out since I had trailed my stop, and then just started going up to my actual target. But like I said, don't trail your stop too early, especially on news days, because as you can see, this manipulation up and down was just to take people out, but my stop was safe. My stop was, it never even touched my initial entry, so I would have been good if I had my stop at break even, and that would have made me all my money back that I lost earlier in the day while taking short. It's okay, that happened. Now moving on to Thursday. Let's go to Thursday. Thursday was another day where I can say I struggled a bit, and it's my fault because I knew we were gonna end up going short. So what did I do? All right, market opens, I take a short around here. I take a short right here, and I have my stop above this high, and I was targeting this sell side level and this sell side level. As you can see, both levels were hit and went up higher, and I thought, okay, this is very clear that we're gonna end up going higher and take out this buy side. We had a bearish order block here, and then we had buy side level up here, so I thought maybe we could just go down. At that point, I thought that we had formed a reversal on a Wednesday, and then Thursday was just gonna continue, but Thursday was the reversal. Wednesday was just manipulation. You can see this here. I thought once we come back into this buy side imbalance, you would just bounce and go higher, but it just reversed, and that is my problem because there was a higher time frame SMT, and I noticed it. I noticed the SMT, and I didn't trust it. I saw this move up. This was what I should have been looking for to take a short, but I jumped into the trade trades too fast, and that is basically what happened. But we had a higher time frame SMT, prices just went down all day, and it hit all my targets. And my actual final target was gonna be this sell side level, and it ended up getting hit later on during Asia session, which markets are closed either way. But as you can see, it was hit, but it's okay, it happens. Just trust your higher time frame SMTs. Sometimes the market does form SMTs on the lower time frames, but the higher time frame holds higher power. So if you see a higher time frame SMT, be confident in that higher time frame SMT until proven wrong, because those smaller time frame SMTs are just there to manipulate you and to make you think that that is the real SMT when the higher time frame holds the higher power. So make sure you pay attention to those. But that's it on Thursday. I ended up losing a lot on Thursday. Actually, I remember it was like 2% I lost on Thursday, which is $1,000. But that's unacceptable, very unacceptable. I'll talk about it more at the end of the video. But let's move on to Friday. Friday was a very good trade. Friday was a trade that I took actually in my home, and I was very, very comfortable. I love when I get to trade at home, especially on days like this. We have CPI on Friday, so as you can see, very calm trade, and I had these sell side levels being taken, but as you can see, it never really came down to take those sell side levels. And then I think ES did take out that sell side level, or got very close to it. It was like around like this point. This just ran out of juice, but I should have just stayed with this trade, which was a 1 to 6. It was basically a 6R. The reason I took this trade was because I noticed the SMT. So you can see here, I'll show you all on ES. Oh man, I don't even have to do this. I'll show you all on ES the SMT that we ended up having on Friday. As you can see here, very clear SMT with NQ taking out buy side liquidity from that 830 candle, and ES not taking that buy side liquidity. So as soon as I saw that, I entered a short, since we did turtle soup that buy side liquidity, and then we just started to move lower. And as you can tell, I was aiming for the low hanging fruit, which is right here, and I also took this manipulation leg, perfect for that point. But what I was trying to really just make sure was that we disrespected these sell side levels. This was the most important level because it was the only one in discount. So if we go down here and respecting this and going higher, we were gonna take out that buy side, but we shouldn't take out that buy side because that was a protected high at that point. That's why I had my stop loss at that point. This was the most important level. Once we got down to this level, we did manipulate a little bit higher, and I was thinking about closing at this point, but I was like, you know, I already have my stop at break even. This trade is, there's no risk, so I'm just gonna let it run. And then it's chopped a little bit and went straight to my take profit. But then once it started to come down here, I wanted to re-enter, so I re-entered another position around here and got stopped out. But it's okay, I only lost like $100, something like that. But this was the trade that I ended up taking on Friday. I took it with 2 contracts. I didn't take it with that many contracts. We generated a bunch of sell side levels too, so I knew that we were gonna come down to take out those levels. But as you can see, generated a bunch of sell side levels. I took my short there, and for this one, I just waited to get down even lower, and then I took another sell position right in that buy side imbalance once I saw that we reversed, and then I got out all the way at the bottom. So it was about a 2% trade. So I got my money back from Thursday. But Thursday and Wednesday for sure, I shouldn't have lost any money at all, because that trade in the afternoon, it was my fault that I moved my stop to above break even just because I wanted to make my money back, and that's just thinking money instead of thinking good habits. I should have just waited until, you know, I should have just waited after news to move my stop to break even, or at least have it down here, because I remember I was risking like $38 with this stop, and to make like 500, 600, some change, something like that up here, I should have just let that run. And then the afternoon session, or the SMT that I noticed on Wednesday, I should have just took it. I don't know why I wasn't confident enough. I even took the manipulation leg, as you can see, and came down to the 4, which is the Wednesday low. So I just have to trust myself a bit more. I'm not like in any way, shape, or form concerned or anything like that, because I am becoming a very good trader. I am making a lot of progress, and I know you could tell just by listening to me talk about this, and I hope you're getting some type of value from just hearing me talk about the charts. But that's the way that trading is. You just have to get into, you have to take risks, take positions that you think are gonna end up winning, and then you manage the losing trades, and then just let the winners run, because you're gonna get into, you're gonna have ideas, and I suggest you just take them. Take it with a small position size, and then let it run. Once it is confirmed, and you see, like, sometimes the market just looks extremely clear, and it allows you to be a lot more confident and to add into your position, then you just, like I said, add to that position and let it run, get your big W's. And that's literally what trading is. So for me as well, I have to be a bit more patient. I try to jump into trades right away as soon as the market opens, and that has been backfiring. And I found that when I don't do that, and when I let the trades really run and let the market, you know, show me that obvious draw on liquidity, I end up winning a lot more than I lose. So that is just me at this point. point I have to let it just develop more, and there's a lot of things that I have to figure out. But as you can see here, man, amazing day. This day on Thursday was the best trade that I had ever taken. As you can see, we were just straight up consolidating for most of the time until we ended up going into market open, and then that's when I took that sell. And as you can see, it was the biggest day that I've had. Amazing day. This was a crazy day, and there's nothing that I can say about it, because just being patient and waiting is gonna allow you to mitigate a bunch of those mistakes, because a lot of the mistakes that I made was just off of me jumping in too early or not paying attention to the higher time frames. And sometimes even after that, not paying attention to the higher time frames, it has to do with me sometimes not being confident in some of the plays that you end up taking. But that's part of the game. You have to just take the trades that you see that could end up playing out. If it's a model that you recognize, just let it play out, and then manage your risk, manage those small losses, and let your winners run. Like this trade right here, just let my winners run. And as you can see, it was a very good trade for this day. So that is the week that I ended up having. And then now I could actually talk about what I wanted to talk about. But let's get into the account so that you guys can see what the account is at. This is what ended up happening. This is it. As you can see, I passed the account. I clearly passed the account. I got to the $3,000 target price. But what happened was I cleared it in one day. There is that rule that if your best day cannot be greater than 50% of your total profits, and I had a $2,000 day that day. So as you can see, we ended up coming up and finishing the challenge, but then now I had to make an additional 2%, basically an additional 2%, just to prove that I am a good trader, which doesn't make sense because, man, it happens, I guess. But as you can see here, I got most of my profit back that day. So you can see this is what I'm looking at here. This day I had a bunch of fucking trades, and I remember I was trying to get, I was scalping a little bit to try to get it to 1,000. As you can see, I was up at 1,000 at some point, but I took that smaller trade and then ended up losing. But it's okay, it happens. But as you can see here, I lost 2% this day. I lost almost 1% this day. So this is 3% that I lost there. This day I shouldn't have lost this. I should have gotten this back. And then this day I saw the S&T and didn't take the trade. But that's my problem. As you can see, basically a $2,000 day this day, and then before that I had last week that $1,000 loss. But then look, Monday, $90. Like I said, if I keep my losses like this and I manage them like this is a little bit too much, and I know how to fix it. I'm going to try to fix it. This is unacceptable again, but these are the type of wins that I want to be having, and that just comes with my patience and with my risk management, and that's my fault. Now I know I've been watching a lot of traders like physically trade online. It's very important. That's why I want to do like live trading. I'm gonna do live trading coming up in the near future, where I have like camera maybe up here somewhere where you guys can see my actual reaction when I'm looking at the charts. I could talk about what I'm thinking about before I hop into a trade, and that's basically the way that I'm gonna do it, so that you guys can see. I think that's very valuable for people to actually physically see somebody taking trades and see how it looks when they do take trades. But that has been the trading week that I just had. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, I passed the account, but I passed it too fast. Now I gotta make an extra 2% and split it between 2 to 3 days. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Next trade I'm gonna try to get over the 3,000 profit mark, and then after I do that, I'm probably gonna try to have like $200, $300 days after that, just to try to pass the challenge in a very productive way, I guess is the best way that I could say it. Once again, I want to thank Tektronix for sponsoring the series. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you check out Hero Effects. Link is down in the description. And yeah, that's the week that I had. I've had my 2 best trading weeks back to back, and a lot of lessons to learn. I need to be able to manage my risk better and pay attention to the SMTs, because the SMTs, oh my gosh, man, just the SMTs alone this week were perfect, and it basically is a cheat code to the market. So if you don't know what an SMT is, go ahead and learn. Apart from that, like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with somebody, and I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure you tune in, because I'm gonna pass this challenge. I mean that. Apart from that, thank you so much, and I'll catch you. Peace.